Gene Stallings' debut as Alabama's head coach is one he'd like to forget. Southern Miss stormed on Allegiant Field in 1990 and walked off with a win behind quarterback Brett Favre. But since that day, the Crimson Tide has steadily improved and now finds itself as a favorite for the Southeastern Conference title. Alabama quarterback Jay Barker will lead the Tide attack against a young and improving Golden Eagle defense. While across the field, Southern Miss quarterback Tommy Waters will try to engineer another upset. The Golden Eagles came from behind last week to upend favored Memphis State. It's Southern Miss against Alabama, coming up next on VideoSeat. Again, not a very impressive beginning for the Tide. Their first offensive possession, you like to start something, set a tone, and they didn't do it.
You really do, and Southern Miss took the opening kickoff out, got good field position. Alabama not able to get a first down. It's important for Southern Miss to establish field position.
Fake punt, Alabama pulls it off, wide open, across the middle. This could go all the way. Tommy Johnson will score a touchdown for the Tide on the fake punt. There you see Chris Anderson, the junior from Huntsville. He returns the punch now that David Palmer is suspended. Fields it on the 42. Little juke move, but he's tackled immediately by Southern Miss's Stacy Smith. Here's the quick pitch to Derek Lassick. Student body right, if you will, and he battles his way for a first down. Gain of 12 for Derek Lassick, the senior. Barker to Lassick. Flag on the play. They're going to get Alabama for the hold, it looks like. He was 28 years old, Robert Stevenson, and our thoughts and prayers with John Stevenson and his family today. Jay Barker, again back to pass. Nervous feet, finds a man. I think that one should have been caught. Curtis Brown couldn't hang on. Eric Estes, the punter for Southern Miss. The left-footed kicker boots it to Chris Anderson, who let it bounce, and it bounces, and he finally feels it. And tries to get out of trouble, but he's finally knocked out of bounds around the 32-yard line. And the pitch again to Sherman Williams. And he finds a hole, breaks free, oops, and trips up himself. And again, the draw play to the workhorse Williams. Gains another 7 or 8 yards.
They know, Alabama, the coaches know that they need Sherman Williams to get his hands on the ball.
Chris Anderson, pitch right, finds a hole. The little guy pulls forward and gets the first down. Here's the pitch left, maybe a reverse. Prince Wembley cutting it back up and tripped up. That was James Singleton diving in and saving the play. Second down and 4. Martin Houston. That's Terrence Lynch. Again, Alabama is switching running backs almost every play. Terrence Lynch now pulls forward and gets the first down. Chris Anderson, the tailback. And he gets the ball in the draw. Chris Anderson, flag on the play. Chris brought down at the 2, but look out for the flag. It's going to be a hold, I do believe, on the Tide. Harry Carter finally wrestled him down after a gain of 15. Michael Proctor attempting the field goal. And he misses it wide left. Eric Estes, the punter, was going to be the next quarterback at Southern Miss. Had a head injury. Doctor said, you better quit football. He did. Went out for the baseball team, but then missed football so much he came back out and said, I want to be the punter, and there you see it. He is the punter for Southern Miss, and a pretty good one. Chris Anderson wiggles out of a tackle, but doesn't get much out to around the 36-yard line. Great story, Eric Estes, not a bad punt. Jay Barker, 1st and 10, ball on the 37. Alabama content to run with the football. Derek Lassick, better hurry, he's going to be in trouble. Broke a few tackles and finally gets knocked out of bounds. That's a late hit. You better believe it. Flags everywhere. Barker back to pass. And it connects with his tight end, Steve Buskey. He's brought down quickly by LeBarian Rankins. off right up the middle to Martin Houston. And again, a flag thrown in the middle of the pile. Looks like a hold, more than likely, on the tie.
And Alabama's offensive line got a great surge, but somebody must have grabbed a hole as they were surging downfield because the flag came flying in.
Well, that was in the days when Coach Brown was here. He said, I want to be on television. So Charlie Thornton, the SID, says, Coach, you'll have to get on the other side. That's why Alabama's in the sun and Southern's in the cool part.
Derek Lassick in the sun with a completed pass, getting back most of that 15 yards. Proctor will attempt a field goal from 46 yards. In practice on the turf in Tuscaloosa, they say he kicks him over 60. He connected from 46 last week against Vandy. Did he do it today? No, misses it wide right. Pulled the last one, pushed that one. Big crowd here at Legion Field on their feet applauding the defense. They like what they see on that side of the football. Eric Estes, a busy man so far for Southern Miss. Gets the punt out to the 50, and Chris Anderson bobbles it out of bounds, and that's about where Alabama will start. A punt of 37 yards for Eric Estes. Jay Barker, only a sophomore, but again, as we said off the top of the show, Jay Barker has yet to lose as Alabama's quarterback, so who can complain? Completed pass to Kevin Lee, close to the first down. Let's go down to Scott Hunter. A young man getting better all the time. Came from a running program in high school. So every game a learning experience. Completed pass that time to the outside. Prince Wembley makes a nice grab. So far, so good. Barker, the draw play to Derek Lassick. Fumble. Looks like Alabama might have pounced on it. Southern Miss appears to be a bit disappointed. Second down and 5. They picked up a few extra yards on the fumble. Sherman Williams fumbles, and Southern Miss recovers. Sherman Williams was stuck in the backfield, lost control of the football. Under 4 minutes to play before halftime, and again, Alabama leads only 7-0 on a 73-yard fake punt. Brian Deal to Tommy Johnson. Semi-option play from Waters, the pitch back, and it goes for a first down. Southern Miss finally gets a first down, and they're excited about it. 1st and 6 for Southern Miss. Under 3 minutes. Again, it's the fullback, Dwayne Nelson, who's been a busy young man this afternoon. Mark Montgomery wide left. Waters rolls left. Eric Curry with pressure in the sack. Lemansky Hall, number 11. A heck of a defensive back. 3 sacks now for the Tide defense. Waters to Welch. Welch falls forward. Gains maybe 4, but they'll still have about 11 for the first down. So Eric Estes, who's been the busiest man in the field for Southern Miss, will attempt another punt. Chris Anderson is deep. And lets the ball bounce into the end zone. Alabama fans have grown accustomed the last couple of years of watching the offense sputter a bit as the defense dominates play. That's been the story of the first half. 7-0 Alabama. Johnny Lamaro, the freshman from midfield, will kick for the first time at Legion Field. Midfield High School never played a game here on the turf at Legion, and he's excited to be playing before the home folks, and he boots it deep, taking it from the 1, Kevin Lee for Alabama. And he's knocked out of bounds around the 17-18-yard line. We'll see where they mark it. Jay Barker, 3 out of 12 for 63 yards in the first half. Not bad numbers, not spectacular. 9 out of 13. First down, Derek Lassick. We played 1 minute. It's 2nd down and 13. Barker with a play fake. And again, there's the man, James Singleton. Intercepted, touchdown, Southern Miss. Terrific play. Singleton with a deflection to Bobby Hamilton.
I tell you, the one play Southern Miss, I'm sure the coaches at halftime in the Southern Miss dressing room were saying, guys, we're just one play away from tying this thing up. And that's exactly what happened.
They signed Michael Proctor, and then Joe Paterno came a-calling. Bobby Bowden came a-calling. And he chose Southern Miss. Shoots another one high. Strong leg. That's deep in the end zone. 8 yards deep or so, and Kevin Lee won't take a chance. Decent numbers for Barker, who's 5-0 as a starter at Alabama. Eric Lassett goes right, and again Southern Miss busts through the Alabama offensive line. Fumble, Southern Miss comes up with it. Out of the pack, Melvin Ratcliffe. That caught everyone by surprise. All right, this is Lance Nations. What a great name. He'll try to put Southern Miss on top, and he does. 10-7 with a 33-yard field goal. Lance Nations, the senior from Tampa, Florida, has put the Golden Eagles on top of the 8th-ranked team in the nation, Alabama. Eric Estes punted 7 times in the first half for an average of 41.1. His long one was 53 yards, and he needs a big one now. 10 men on the line. They'll drop back. That's not a good punt. Although we'll see. Oh, look at the bounce he gets. Terrific bounce. Anderson all the way back to the 27. He's knocked out of bounds. Rick Brown, wide left. And again, too much time, I believe, with Jay Barker in the Tide offense.
Either too much time or Steve Buskey might have moved a little quick.
That's all foul. 5-yard penalty on
what it was.
False start.
Barker back to pass. Second down, 15, avoiding the rush. He needs to get rid of it or do something, and he scrambles out of trouble. Jay Barker down at the 33. Did a good job of getting some yardage back. 3rd down and 5. 3:11 to go. 3rd quarter. Barker back to pass, and look at the rush. He's smothered James Singleton and John Brown. Here's the punt by Beal. A high, spiraling punt, and the fumble. There's the turnover they need. Will the Tide get the ball? It bounces around, and Tommy Johnson recovers the ball for Alabama. The man who scored the touchdown in the first half is Johnny on the spot again, Tommy Johnson. There you have it, 1st and 10 from the 20. Martin Houston finds running room. He moves it forward. The locomotive gets close to a first down. He's a valuable guy. They got to get this one down, and Michael Proctor, who's 0 for 2, will try to tie the game for Alabama. 25-yard field goal attempt. That time he nails it. And we're tied, 10-10, 31 seconds to play 3rd period. Proctor ties it for Alabama.
Good defense that time. You just want to keep the receiver in front of you, not let anybody get behind you. Stop them short.
Eric Estes. Anderson with a fair catch on the 38. 14:20 to play. 38-yard punt by Estes. Barker looks like he's calling an audible. The pitch back to Anderson. Houston, the lead blocker, throws a nice block. Is it a face mask? Could be. Anderson gets a first down and a flag's down. I think they grabbed his face mask.
Alabama picks up a big break there. First down on the 38.
Gain of 16 for Anderson. 5 yards on the face mask. Terrence Lynch up the middle for 5 more. Michael Tobias on the stop. He's held his own against Alabama's front. Handoff. Terrence Lynch gets another first down for the Crimson Tide, who appear on the move. 2nd down and 9. Just under 12 minutes to go in the football game. Completed pass. And finding some room to roam is Curtis Brown. Perry Carter drags him out of bounds. 2nd down and goal to go. The pass into the end zone to Curtis Brown. There's the interference call. That's the big play.
We'll hear the call here.
Pass interference against the defense in the end zone. Automatic first down on the 2-yard line.
Chris Anderson again fights his way in for the touchdown. Chris Anderson.
Second effort by Chris Anderson got the score that time. There wasn't a hole there. He just kept his legs turning, pushed the ball into the end zone.
So far, no success. 1 out of 11 third down conversions today. This is their 12th try. Eric Curry slaps Tommy Waters to the turf, and Curry rolls around like he's in pain. He's a terror for the opposing team. Estes, a line shot that gets one of those weird bounces the Southern Miss way again. He has that down pat. Rolls down inside the 35-yard line, about the 33. The pitch back. Sherman Williams cuts back, finds a hole. Gains maybe 3. Good look at the flak jacket that Sherman Williams and the other backs and receivers wear for Alabama. That extra protection around the midriff. Martin Houston up the middle. And he's right on the first down marker. We'll see if they give him the nod. Third down 14, Jay Barker completes the pass to Chris Anderson, who's well short of the first down. And rolling around for Alabama, Deal punting, wearing number 12, a famous number in Alabama football history, and he hits a high punt. It goes out of bounds. They'll mark it up around the 20-yard line. They'll bring it all the way up to the 25-yard line. Big play of the game perhaps for Southern Miss, 3rd and 8. Flag down, pass interference it appears. There you see the time. 3rd down, 13, Waters. Has an open man, but overthrows him, overshoots number 85, Marcus Pope. Eric Estes, the man who has that line drive punt down, because whenever it lands, it squirts forward. A 60-yarder his last attempt. It wasn't pretty, but boy, is it effective. There he goes again. This time Chris Anderson fields it at the 34. And brings it up to around the 38-yard line.
They keep the ball here, and the ball game is over.
Alabama 1 out of 10. 3rd down conversion. The bootleg. And wrestled down Jay Barker. Bobby Hamilton. A nice job of smelling that one out and staying at home. Waters 7 out of 18 for 26 yards. The conventional offense is not working. Do they have razzle-dazzle somewhere in their playbook? Not this time. Sacked again, John Copeland. Waters, 3rd down, 18. Up for grabs, interception. Antonio Langham with the pick. 1:25 to go, and that just about seals the deal if Alabama can hold on to the football.
And so they knew, the Alabama players knew that he wasn't going to play today. And they just got to rally and get something going on offense. Really, 2 weeks in a row, the Alabama offense has struggled, Doug.
There it is, the final tick off the clock. Gene Stallings will come over and congratulate Jeff Bauer. His team hung in there and played a terrific game on defense. Offensively, they couldn't get anything going. But nevertheless, Alabama wins only 17-10 at Legion Field.